Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says he believes the United States will help find a compromise in peace talks with Russia, even as differences over territory persist. Calling territorial concessions painful, he said Kyiv and Moscow still hold different positions, but stressed that Ukraine needs clear security guarantees, including ceasefire monitoring, before any decisions on front lines. Zelenskiy said the demands being discussed reflect Russia's position, not pressure from Washington. Meanwhile, European Union foreign ministers have approved new sanctions targeting those enabling Russia's so-called shadow fleet of oil tankers. An EU official said the measures hit businessmen linked to major Russian oil firms and shipping companies managing the vessels. The bloc also sanctioned individuals and entities accused of hybrid threats as part of efforts to tighten pressure on Moscow's energy exports. The Russian Defense Ministry has claimed that its air defense units shot down 130 Ukrainian drones overnight, 15 of which were headed for Moscow. The mayor of Moscow said that 4 more Ukrainian drones en route to the capital were brought down on Monday morning, and that emergency services were on the scene. The Russian aviation watchdog said that Moscow's Domodedovo and Zhukovsky airports had been forced to suspend their operations, along with a number of other Russian airports in the south of the country. At least 37 people have been killed in flash floods triggered by torrential rains in Morocco's Atlantic coastal province of Safi. 14 people were receiving medical care after the floods. 1 hour of heavy rain was enough to flood homes and shops in the old town of Safi, sweeping away cars and cutting off many roads in surrounding areas as rescue efforts continued. Morocco is experiencing heavy rain and snowfall on the Atlas Mountains, following 7 years of drought that emptied some of its main reservoirs. China's foreign minister has pressed the Gulf Cooperation Council to conclude long-running talks on a free trade agreement with China, attributing the urgency to rising protectionism and unilateralism as free trade comes under attack. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said a successful FTA will send a strong signal to the world about defending multilateralism, adding that China was supportive of the bloc strengthening its strategic autonomy and coordination and advancing its integration process. Germany has announced an immediate end to its Afghan refugee resettlement program, revoking earlier commitments and blocking hundreds of Afghans from entering the country, citing security concerns and shifting political priorities. According to German broadcaster DW News, all previous promises and commitments made to Afghan refugees have been withdrawn. As a result, 640 Afghan citizens who were waiting in Pakistan to relocate to Germany will no longer be allowed to enter. The Pakistan Navy has successfully carried out a live weapon firing of the FM-90 NER surface-to-air missile, reinforcing its operational preparedness and maritime defence capability in a complex threat environment. The Navy conducted the live firing exercise in the North Arabian Sea, where a naval ship launched the missile as part of a scheduled firepower demonstration. The exercise was aimed at validating the Navy's ability to counter aerial threats in real operational conditions. 2 alleged gunmen who killed 15 people at a Jewish celebration at Sydney's Bondi Beach are a father and son, as Australia began mourning victims of its worst gun violence in almost 30 years. Police said the father, a 50-year-old, was killed at the scene, taking the number of dead to 16, while his 24-year-old son was in a critical condition in hospital. The father and son have been identified as Sajid Akram and Naveed Akram, respectively, by the Australian state broadcaster and other local media outlets. Officials have described Sunday's shooting as a targeted anti-Semitic attack. Meanwhile, a Sydney fruit shop owner who wrestled a gun from one of the alleged attackers during the mass shooting at Bondi Beach is recovering in hospital after undergoing surgery for bullet wounds to his arm and hand. 43-year-old Ahmed al-Ahmed was identified on social media as the bystander who hid behind parked cars before charging at the gunman from behind, seizing his rifle and knocking him to the ground. Ahmed's cousin, Mustafa, told the media that doctors informed the family that Ahmed was stable following surgery. 17 people have been killed and 20 others injured after a bus carrying school children fell off a cliff in a rural area in northern Colombia. In a post on X earlier, the governor of Antioquia said the bus was traveling from the Caribbean town of Tolú to Medellín after a school trip and was carrying students from the Antioqueño High School. He added that the students were celebrating their graduation on the beach. And police have arrested the son of filmmaker Rob Reiner on homicide charges after Reiner and his wife were found dead at their Los Angeles home. Authorities identified the suspect as 32-year-old Nick Reiner, who is being held on a $4 million bond. Investigators have not released details of the killings, though local media reported the couple was stabbed. The case remains under investigation. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.